Just when you thought that moth had taken all of Cristiano Ronaldo's Champions League goal-scoring powers, he proves us all wrong. Yet again, not only is the tweaked eyebrowed man deadly from inside the box as of recent, and by recent I mean last season, he proves after I think around 2,345 tries at free kick attempts that he can still bang one in now and again. So Real Madrid, in their return to the Champions League, looking to retain the trophy, looking to do the back-to-back that just almost seems unquestionable nowadays. Barcelona tried and failed last year. Can Real Madrid go on and do it? Well, one thing that will help them on their way, if they continue to do it, is showcasing their depth, which I will get to, the main substance of this clip. But let's discuss a couple of things. Gelson Martins is absolutely talented. This guy can ball. With the ball at his feet, he is dominant going forward. He left Marcelo on his backside several times. Marcelo, who likes to get forward, was often punished when he tried to push forward, would lose the ball, and Gelson Martins would just dominate in behind. The guy's got some, I would say, ridiculous speed with the ball at his feet, and he's got a direct ability to get in behind and contribute with goals and assists. Sporting Lisbon were unlucky not to extend their league before Real Madrid would bring things back. So Zinedine Zidane started with Benzema up top. He looks a little rusty. I know there's a video circulating recently where Benzema was banging in shots in pre-season, and then due to his injury he had to kind of work on his finishing again. There was a training video that came out where he was slotting it into the side net and left, right, centre. But when you introduce this player into a game-like situation in the Champions League, he looked a little off the pace to me. But why was Morata brought back to Real Madrid? Morata thrives being the bridesmaid, right? That doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be the bride. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be up top, leading the line, contributing to goals. But as we see with his time at Juventus, he's very useful off the bench. Very useful indeed. He's got an eye for goal. He's got a very tenacious work ethic that he proved when he came on off the bench, immediately closing down space, immediately making runs off the ball. Just that sharp step that he has ahead of the defenders is enough to cause a problem for Sporting Lisbon. Benzema was not doing that. He was dropping into that pocket almost in the number 10 role, and it was causing Real Madrid to have no real penetration in behind. So they made a couple of changes. I don't think Gareth Bale had his best day. I think his failed free kick attempt was enough. That was his last action to the game. He came off. Lucas Vazquez came on. He himself was adding a little bit more pace down the line. He really is a good player at taking on his opponents one-on-one. So that increase in tempo is enough to prove that Real Madrid didn't really need to do that much in the transfer window. Bringing back in Morata was all they really had to do in terms of their acquisition, bringing back some youth players who were sent out on loan to gain experience. And if you're able to kind of sculpt James Rodriguez into believing in the system once again and believing that he's not the star man and that he has to work for his place in the team, you may still find that he's got something to give to Real Madrid just yet, as he proved. So before we get to that, it was Cristiano Ronaldo who brought the score level with Gareth Bale going off. He said, okay, I'm going to have this one shaped up with his usual... And then bang, it was a good strike. Keeper got a hand to it, but it still managed to make its way into the back of the net. And therefore, Real Madrid levelled it up. I turned to Jason. I said, they're going to win it here. He said, do you think so? How much added minutes? 93 minutes was on the clock. And then they bombarded up the park and took advantage of the fact that Gelson Martins pushes high up the field and were able to kind of take advantage of that weakened right-hand side. I think Martins was already off at this point, but Sporting Lisbon, credit to them, they do like to try and press high, but that comes at a cost when you're playing against Real Madrid. You can't give them space. And James Rodriguez picked it up about 10 yards outside the 18-yard box. He whipped in an absolute beauty of a cross. I don't like to overplay assists, right? I don't like to overplay it when someone does something all right, plays it into a position of danger, and then individual brilliance allows for a goal to happen. But you stick Hillary Clinton in the box with that ball in, and you could probably find that she could hit the target. Because James Rodriguez just whips it in, beautifully placed cross into the most dangerous area where Sporting Lisbon literally could not do anything. They would either have to push back into their own 6-yard box and try to just defend for their life, or they try to hold a decent line and pray that a cross like that doesn't come in. And there's Morata. It wasn't the best finish. I think the keeper has to do better. I think that he's got a little bit of the weak wrist syndrome there, and he didn't get a strong enough hand on it. But Morata was there in the right place, gave it enough power to cause him a problem. And Real Madrid come away with 3 points. What could have been a disastrous start to their pursuit of retaining the world's most prestigious trophy ended up with all smiles around. I'm sure Zizou has some thoughts to say in the changing room, but for me, They might not have deserved it, but that's what champions do. That's the difference. It wasn't as emphatic as a 7-0 victory. Do we have to go back to that? I mean, can we not just let it go? It's been a day. Things happen. Celtic are focused on the big task this weekend. So either way, we'll move forward to Real Madrid, and they get the 3 points. That's all that really matters at this point. I'm sure the Barca haters will say, you guys struggled until the last minute, but when it comes to the end of the day, all that counts is that name on the trophy. And Real Madrid get off to winning ways to retaining it. Stay tuned. There will be another clip coming up which I'll mention the other scores. The Dortmund demolishing of the Legia Warsaw. Leicester City showing that there is nothing they like better than with their backs against the wall and just spitting in the face of expectations, as well as Manchester City, Guardiola's dream start, blah blah blah. All of that will be in another clip which throw in a like there. Follow me on Twitter at Francis_Maxwell, Instagram Francis Maxwell Host, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Catch you guys very soon.